We're free! And we're finally back with the cars and the coffee. Well, the coffee wasn't there, but the cars were definitely there. We're free. It's so nice to be back after all of that. And we start off the first Cars and Coffee of 2020 with the Germans. Audi had a few cars in attendance, most notably this R8 with much carbon fiber and a double wing and a weird roof scoop, but whatever. Not a bad looking car, I'll be honest. BMW though had a lot of cars. Some cars were good, some not so much. Looking at you, 1M. Other cars were quite special though. We had an 850 Ci, the V12 GT monster. Not quite the SCI, but still pretty good. We had the little roadster rear-wheel drive, like, hatchback thing, the Z3. Fantastic little car. And then we have a classic, the 6 Series, the original one from the 80s. It's a fantastic looking car, in my opinion. Helped really start the whole GT craze. If you want to go crazy, you can go with the V8 powered M3 from 2003, or M5, sorry, M5. That's an M3. In fact, that's the M3, the E30. It's fantastic, a DTM homologation special that they didn't think would sell. It's absolutely brilliant. I've seen the 190E, but now I've seen its rival, the M3. That's just brilliant. Porsche were also in attendance a fair bit, and there was a lot of variety. The old classics came back with the Rallycross Carrera. I've seen this one, I think, the last 4 times in a row. Still a brilliant car, I'll be honest. We have some fast Porsches like the GT3 RS 2019. We have some not so fast Porsches like the 944 Turbo 4-cylinder. And then we have quiet Porsches, the new Taycan Turbo electric car, because who doesn't love a turbocharged electric car? And we have some not so quiet Porsches as well. And the Germans also brought their gull-wing doors, shall we say. Although, it is worth noting America brought theirs as well with the Bricklin SV1, sort of a DeLorean-ish, but not really. It's weird to see it in green. Now, it's not the only car in green, though. It's both this GTX from Plymouth and this Barracuda were in lime green. Bold choice, but I kind of like it, not gonna lie. The other green car there was a 68 Mustang, and I gotta say, different shade of green makes it look a lot better, not gonna lie. There were actually a lot of Mustangs there, a lot of them. Not too many of note. There were some like this Roush, which looks fantastic with the minor body kit. A beautiful GT350 Hertz. Slightly damaged on the front, breaks your heart, I will be honest. A very distinctive 69 Shelby GT500 with a very unique yet satisfying color scheme. I kind of like it, actually. This thing is insane. The 65 Mustang, it's got a diffuser on the back, it's got a full roll cage, massive tire, side pipes. It's a track monster, I imagine. Not as much of a track monster as this, though, the Ford GT Heritage Edition, although it might give its older brother, the 2005 GT, a run for its money. Of course, to be fair, the 2005 GT has quite a mighty supercharger and massive rear tires, so you never know. Yeah, American cars were plentiful in this, and they were fantastic. Chevelle SS, classic muscle cars, modern muscle cars, sports cars, a Ute with the Ranchero. Don't see those very often, especially American Utes. Or if you want to go World War II side, you go with that as well. It's just the opportunities are endless. You got a Roadster in case you want one, a 32 Coupe. And if you want to go convertible, you can't go wrong with a C2 Corvette, one of the most beautiful American cars ever made. If you wanted to kill yourself, you'd go with a Viper. Of course, if you didn't want to kill yourself with a Viper, you could always go with the ACR, which was in attendance in a beautiful black and yellow color scheme. Reminds me of the Horizon 1 poster. It's fantastic, that car. The Grand National was very close contention for the best American car here, and fast in a Ferrari F40 to 60 in a Buick. It's ridiculous. But it was no match for the Shelby Cobra. Even if it is a Factory 5 replica, Shelby Cobra is a Shelby Cobra. It's one of my favorite cars of all time. Fact. The Brits or America 1.0 were here in quite attendance, with a lot of roadsters, lots of very pretty MGs, with both the MGA and the MGB in full attendance. Fantastic little roadster. I love the red one in particular. Also, another red roadster, the brand spanking new Morgan. Does not look brand spanking new, but it is the Morgan 2+2. The classic Mini was in attendance, the little Mini Monte Carlo with the fender flares and the rally fogs. It's beautiful. The Opel GT, it was a bit of a mismatch on the paint, but the rotational headlights of brillianceness more than make up for it. This, though, was very special. This was a Lola. Now, as far as I'm aware, Lola has not made any road cars, so I'd imagine it is a custom retro mod thing. I'm not sure, but it's very cool, and I've never seen it before, so that really caught my eye on that one. Yeah, it looks like a retro mod based on the tires, but I'm not sure. I gotta say, though, the Swedes really stepped up the representation with the Saab 9.5. It wasn't a very good car, I'll be honest, but it was the last Saab ever made, and for that reason alone, it leaves a sad hole in your heart. Rest in peace, Saab. But yeah, the Swedes were everywhere. I mean, they had so many. They had Saabs. They even had a lot, and I mean a lot of Volvos, including this 2.4 diesel. Yeah. But as you can see, based on the engine, it's not exactly a stock diesel. Well, they kind of got rid of the diesel part and threw in a V8. That seems terrifying in an old Volvo. I would imagine it's bloody fast and you get the power down, though. Speaking of old Volvos, the 1800E, I've seen the shooting brake version, never seen the proper sports car version. It's fantastic looking. These are not fantastic looking, but they are brilliant. There were so many Volvos, two notable ones being the 850 here. I think this is a T5R, because that's the color scheme that it came in. Brilliant looking sedan, and the wagon. They had the wagon, and I'm not sure if it's the T5R or the 850R, but it had the wing of the 850/T5, and that means that is a BTCC homologation racing estate car, and it's one of my favorite cars I've ever seen. It's certainly one of the best in show. I love it. I was so happy to see an 850 wagon. It's brilliant. Well, maybe you want a wagon. Maybe you want something Japanese. Well, you get the Nissan GTR 50th Anniversary Edition, or maybe you want two GTRs with the R32, because you need many of them. They're very, very good cars. Or maybe you want a four-door Nissan Skyline GTR. This is, I think, the GTS 250. It's a four-door Skyline. It's weird. I love it. Maybe you want to go away from the Skyline brand. Go with a good old Datsun 240 with, I think it's a chalkboard hood. It's fantastic looking. I'm a sucker for the MR2. I'm actually thinking about buying one of them eventually, but it's a brilliant looking MR2. Very clean. Actually a rotary, an honest-to-God rotary, not an LS swapped, RX-7, which is great, although it does have Shelby stripes for some weird reason, but whatever. We have a lot of Subarus. There were a lot of attendants. This one was proper rally spec, which is always good to see. Lots of MX-5s. This one, I love the silver paint on it. I think it's very clean, very good looking. And although the Mark IV Supra Unmodified, I will add, was a fantastic addition, my favorite Japanese car of them all was this one. The Toyota Trueno AE86 Corolla. No, it's not the hatchback. I think this is the liftback, or maybe the notch, I don't remember. But it is a phenomenal looking car. I think it's brilliant. I've never seen one in life. But with the black accents on the white paint, I think it's fantastic looking. Not as fantastic looking as the Alfa Romeos. The Italians were in full attendance today. The Alfas were as brilliant as ever. The Pista Pasta, we saw two of them here. This is my favorite looking one. It's very aggressive, very angry looking. I love it. Even if I don't like Ferrari that much, it's a brilliant car. Also brilliant, the Ferrari Testarossa. In case you want to do some drugs on your mile-wide Ferrari. It is massive. It just looks massive with those lines on the back. It's fantastic. But as great as the Ferraris were, these were the best cars in the show. The Alfaholics GTAR. I've seen one of these earlier. However, if you want one, why not two? Yes, there was not one GTAR, but two. In fact, they have the Alfaholics GTAR from 2018 here, and the actual 1968 Alfa Romero Giulia GTA in the flesh. I've seen the Alphaholics one, I thought that was brilliant, but seeing the original, then being able to compare and contrast side by side like a little game, oh, it's fantastic to figure out, which one is which. It was a brilliant moment, and one of my favorite automotive experiences is seeing the two, the replica and the original side by side, and seeing the little differences between them. Fantastic. A fantastic way to kick off 2020 and a fantastic way to end quarantine. But that is going to be it, though, for this episode, and I'll be back with more.